B.Tech, Electrical Circuit Analysis subject. In this subject, we see Anna University syllabus. Matt and welcomes you all. Third unit, transient response analysis. That is called transient response analysis or time domain analysis. First topic is transient response analysis. Also, circuit. Circuit shown in figure. That is supply voltage or an LC or a series current. I of t is current. V of t is VR plus VL plus VC. That is resistance voltage plus inductance voltage plus capacitance voltage. V of t is I of t or plus L di of t divided by dt plus 1 by C integral of I of t dt. That is V of t formula. Transient response analysis. That is two parts, complementary functions and PA. Two solutions, CF and PA. CF will give the transient response. PA will give the steady state response. I already explained yesterday class CF and about CF and PA. Total response is transient response plus steady state response. Transient response is t equal to 0. Steady state response is t is infinity. That is initial stage is transient response. Final stage steady state response. Transient response to steady state change to steady state response given step input. That is important point. I already explained previous class notes about transient response and steady state response. Transient response St is equal to 0. Steady state response is put step input. And final state is steady state response. Yesterday class I given theoretical explanations. Kindly see yesterday class. Transient response analysis. Initial and final conditions. At the represent time t is equal to 0, one or more switches may operate. We assume that switches act at 0 time. To differentiate between the immediately before and immediately after the operation of the switch, we will use negative and positive signs. Therefore, condition existing just before the switch is operated is denoted as I of 0 minus, V of 0 minus. Condition existing just before the switch is operated is denoted as I of 0 minus and V of 0 minus. Transient response analysis. Conditions after switch is closed. Kindly notice switch is closed. It is denoted by I of 0 plus V of 0. Before the switch is operated is denoted as 0 minus sign. I of 0 minus V of 0 minus. Switch is closed. Conditions after switch is closed. It is denoted as I of 0 plus V of 0 plus. The tabulation is given initial and final. Equivalent circuit at t equal to 0 or 0 plus. Equivalent circuit at t is infinity. That is final value. Step input is given and then get final value. It is initial value between the tabular column. Resistor same resistor sister inductor L. At 0 plus or 0 conditions, open circuit. T is infinity. Equal circuit at T is infinity conditions. That is time. Short circuited inductance. Transient response tabulations. Third type. Elements have a capacitor. At T equal to 0, that is short circuited. At T is infinity, open circuit. Elements, that is inductance, I naught current flow, equivalent circuit at t equal to 0 or 0 plus, that is I naught. Equivalent circuit at t equal to infinity, that is box source, current source. Then elements, capacitor minus 2 plus, V naught is Q naught divided by C. Fifth elements, equivalent circuit at t is equal to 0 or 0 plus change into minus 2 plus V naught supply. Equivalent circuit at T is equal to infinity. That is V naught elements is changed into minus 2 plus and then open circuit. Minus 2 plus and then open circuit. That is important points. Transient response analysis. Circuit analysis subject or circuit theory. Time domain analysis are called the procedure to establish initial condition. First procedure, replace all inductance by a OC or open circuit or with the current generators having a value of current I flowing at T equal to 0. Second procedure, that is the procedure to establish initial condition. Replace all capacitor with short circuit or a source value with voltage source value V0 is equal to Q0 divided by C. There is a initial charge of Q0. Third procedure, resistors are let in the network without any change. That is procedure for initial condition for transient response analysis and circuit analysis subject. And engineering, thank you. That is Anna University Syllabus Unit 3 Transient Analysis.